The appeal board president that took the worst decision to crucify African football by stripping off Senegal their hard-earned title is a Nigerian. Now, the president of that CAF board that decided to kill African football, that CAF used to legitimize their process of killing African football, is a Nigerian. And she is Justice. It's a Nigerian. Now, you see this woman that you are watching on this video. She is the president of the board. It's a Nigerian. And that tells you why the decision it is the way it is, until Dr. Mosepe had the nerve to come and explain to us that, we want to show independency. That's why we asked around that they should give us the best lawyers. Lawyers? Have they ever played football? Lawyers? Do they know the rules of the game in total? Lawyers? That we ask the best lawyers, and even to take the best, you took from Nigeria. Nigeria, we all know how corrupt Nigerians are. In fact, most Nigerians are. As far as election is concerned in that level, you decided to bring Justice Rolly Diabo Harriman. This is the judge you brought to come and do this, to come and crucify African football. Now, Dr. Mosepe, you have failed. In fact, the honorary thing you can do now is to resign. I watched a video you talking about, we tried to bring independency. That's why we contacted the best lawyers. If that's the best lawyers and legal team judges you get, then you have failed. You have failed. First, as the president of CAF, you have a right to preserve the integrity of the football. CAF Ethics Committee sat. The Ethics Committee sat, took decisions, and suspended Senegalese players and ruled that, okay, let's maintain the result. Those are men in the game. Now, what does the Article 5 says? You have an article which says that the referee is the final judge of a game. Now, Article 82 talk about forfeiture, right? Then Article 83 or 84 talk about if somebody forfeits, if there's a forfeiture, there's a 3 goes to 0, right? Now, what is the ingredient to show that a team does not want to play? Now, for forfeiture to be given for a team to win by forfeiture, it means that there must be an ingredient, an element to prove that that other party decided not to play. You understand? In law, there's what we call mens rea equals actus reus. I don't know these are judges, whether they are actually lawyers, or anyway, in Africa, good lawyers can become anyhow. Yeah, I understand. Especially from Nigeria, you understand? I get it. And the same thing with Cameroon. Cameroon is not mutually exclusive. We have that. We saw our presidential election. Understand? Now, this is it. The element for something to be called forfeiture, there must be an element, an intent not to play. That is why when the intent is proven, then the match is given. Second, what is the element to guarantee forfeiture? There are 3 elements, and one must take the overall. One element is that you must show that the team doesn't want to play at all, rejected playing at all. You understand? 2, you must also show that you did everything in good faith. You put everything on the table. You made life easy for the person to come and play, and you contacted the person, and you tried to get the person to play. The person did not. And 3, if the person has not come and you did 1 and 2, and the person did not come, the most important is the final whistle, as in Article 5 or 4, which states that if the referee blows the final whistle. Now, the fact that the Senegalese-Morocco game, the referee has not blasted his final whistle to end the game, which should show that Senegalese did not want to play. The fact that the referee has not blasted his final whistle automatically waived forfeiture. In fact, Moroccans totally rejected their right to gain for forfeiture by accepting to replay. I heard some people are saying that no, they had to replay the game because there would have been violence. There would have not been any violence. What violence Senegalese have accepted to walk out. So if the referee has just said pre, Senegalese were already in the dressing room. What violence? The fact that the referee decided to continue the game, who is to be sanctioned here? Is the referee to be sanctioned? Is the referee not aware of Article 82 about forfeiture? Now, the referee was aware. The reason why the referee actually did not implement Article 82 immediately was simply because the element to show that Senegal never wanted to continue the game was lacking. Senegal never stopped the game because they never wanted to play. They were contesting a decision. They were contesting a decision in the game. So the element to prove that there is a forfeiture was lacking. The referee had the right. There was no element to show that that was forfeiture. The only thing that could have given the referee the time to end the game was to sit there until, let's say, 20 minutes and decided to consult with his match official and match delegate, and they agreed then to show that there was a unanimous consent among all the officials who had tried everything to get Senegal back and no avail, which would have proven or shown the intent, would have now shown the intent of Senegal not to play. The fact that the referee continued the game, it automatically defeats 82. This is something that even a level 1 graduate in law, even somebody who are not studying law, explain to the person understand that this justice cannot understand, that the justice and his team and her team will take a decision. It is not the same Nigeria that we saw how President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was declared winner of presidential election. Is it not the same Nigeria? And you went to Nigeria. So if you needed the best judges as you caption it, what happened to your ethics committee? It means you don't trust the ethics committee? Most people, you just resign. You are giving us enough evidence to understand that money may have changed hands. You are making us to know that you are incompetent. Until you are saying that, oh, this issue about integrity has been there, it's a lie. Most people, it is in your reign that you have had this issue, this high level of integrity. Because you are claiming that it was on the last day, not on the last day. Not on the last day. To even make matter worse, this year appeal board cancelled the punishment that was made on Senegal. Okay, Mosepe, what is the best now? Let's say I've given Senegal the best fair play team goes to which nation? Best fair player goes to which nation? So all these decisions you have taken, don't you know that it contravenes itself repugnant to the original rules of the game? So isn't that you're even saying that they should go to task? Oh, maybe this is not something to even go to task. The rules are clear. 82 says you work for feature when a team walk out and there's reasonable ground that the team has gone off and the referee end the match. Is the referee has a final say to end pre as the referee in that game did not end Mosipe. You have no element of intent. There was men's rule was not equals actus rule, which means the intent and the action did not correspond to proof for feature. You see, sometimes I look at the kind of lawyers that we have. That's why in Africa we have the issue of integrity start from you, Dr. Mosepe. Because from day one, when Morocco started doing these things, a Nigerian goalkeeper had his towel seized. In fact, several times Senegalese distorted the game. The fact that ball boys and Moroccan officials, the fact that not Senegalese, Moroccan officials entered the field, get towel of a player, of a goalkeeper, when the match is in session, is an indirect way of cheating, warrant a sanction, and possibly strip of Morocco. Now you have given it to Morocco. Now Morocco have announced that okay, they will now want to host the female African Cup of Nations. They say Morocco that rejected hosting the female African Cup of Nations when Senegal won. They say Morocco, the racist nation. They say Morocco, we saw how they were chanting racist slogans against other Africans. Mosepe, you saw it. You saw it. You have failed African football. That's why I will say with all certainty that Dr. Mosepe, you have failed African football. You are the reason why African football has been brought to its disgraceful end, like this, why you have crucified it. When Morocco started having issues from their quarter-final, from their knockout stage, this team started in the knockout stage, a penalty was given that was supposed to be given against Morocco was rejected. Everybody complained. You saw the complaint, and your CAF ethics committee was supposed to go on board and penalize those referees and take action. You did not. The second one, which you still did not, was when they met Nigeria. Nigerian goalkeeper complained about his towel seized and so on. You did not take action. About cheating and so on, you did not take action. In Cameroon, the game against Cameroon, a similar thing, a penalty occurred when Brian Mbeumo was brought down, and a penalty also on the Moroccan side. Their referee instead gave a Cameroonian player red card when there was a touch of the ball. He went up. He touched the ball first with the hand and he knocked at the Cameroon player. Instead, the Cameroon player was given a yellow card. Carl, I'm talking about Carl. You did nothing. To an extent that Brian Mbeumo was brought to the ground, you did nothing. You people wanted Morocco to take this trophy to a certain level that you are bringing Nigerian to come and you know how, in fact, Mosepe, you have failed. You have failed. You have failed. When I hear people saying that the rule is the rule, yes, the rule is the rule. The rule talk about for future. Yes, and for it to be for them to be for future, there must be a very important element in this particular one that the team came and started playing. The important element is the referee. The referee should have been the one to be sanctioned for not ending the game. Dr. Mosepe, you were in that field. You would have told that referee to end the game. You are the FIFA president. He was in that field. But you know why you did not? Because you know that there was an issue and there was a reasonable ground for Senegal to protest. And this is not the first time we are seeing team working out. Go and Google team working out of professional football. It's not an African team. It is not South Africa and you know in Africa. Dr. Mosepe, woo! It's because here, you see, when you bring people like this to come and arbitrate that we wanted the best. What best? If this is your best, then they are not fit to be, they are not fit, if this is your best, Dr. Mosepe, they are not fit to be jurists. They are not fit to be judges. In fact, their license should be revoked for not interpreting a common text. Common text. The text, what does it state? That for future, if a team, what is the ingredient? What are the ingredients for future? For a reasonable ground for future. People who don't understand football, they are making us understand that to believe that maybe envelopment, yes, there's a reasonable ground. From day one, Morocco was cheating. And you are coming to talk about integrity of the game. You have lost it. You lost it. You could not take concrete action. You could not be addressing. When it comes to press conference, they raise it, you just brush it away. It accumulated right to the final. And Senegal said, no, we have to take our destiny into our hands. Now you are moving around and say, oh, this is that, until Dr. Mosepe, see, you have to resign. That's the only justice you can give to African football. Because moving with this same you, we cannot guarantee the future of African football. Mosepe, resign. Mosepe, resign. All your team. The first vice president of CAF is a Moroccan. The first vice president is a Moroccan. That tells us until you say you were just informed. Who set up the committee? Is it not you people? You always tell us that you did not know when the judgment was ongoing. Grand frère. Now don't spoil this thing. Now don't spoil them. That your video release was of no use. You said nothing.